Hey guys, Bobby back, and today we are on Making History of the Second World War. I've noticed a solid presence of views for these videos on this game over the last couple years. Haven't really posted much on the channel. Hoping to change that here soon. So I'm going to start with this one. We're going to be playing a little bit of the game today. Building for War, 1936 scenario. It's the classic. The 1939 scenario is fine. It's just, thing is, you start later on, and it's really, you can build a better Army, Navy, Air Force, industry. You can build a better everything by the time you get to the war if you just start in 1936. Same principles in Hoi 4, which I might play for the channel, you know. I'm like 400 hours into the game, and I'm kind of not completely awful. Combat still gives me a nightmare, but what are you going to do? We're going to be playing Germany today, mainly because I feel like I haven't done a solid playthrough of them, and it's been years at this point. I don't have those hard drives anymore, those saves. What are you going to do? We're going to start fresh. Options, hardest as always, Empire, Fog of War, every 10 turns. Here we go, we're going to play. And I'm going to do live commentary at certain points and then dub in over at other points in time, maybe to kind of explain what I'm doing. Just kind of depends on what I'm looking to do here. You know, if anything crazy happens, I might speak up. Otherwise, I might skip ahead. So we're going to begin ahead. We're going to start here. Classic research as always. National laboratories, aerodynamics, explosive shells. We're going to start there. I'm going to get everything set up, and then I will be back to kind of explain what's going on. Alright, so I'm back here again. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you my basic setup. If you haven't seen the introductory video I did for this game, it's been a few years, but if you haven't seen it, go check that video out and then come back to this one. What we've got is basic setup. So we've got some light bombers, got the heavy artillery, got arms, synthetic fuel, got mostly standard battleships, a fleet submarine, some shipping capacity, rail capacity, steel, some tanks, some road capacity. Got mostly infantry, some marines engineered, and some mountain infantry. And then look, if you can, build a training camp. If not, build a factory of some kind. Otherwise, build your research. That's what I can tell you. It's pretty simple. It's not a very super complicated game, and I would like it if they, in future iterations, added more types of buildings with more features. But, you know, we'll see what they do in the next game. Sounds like they have a couple in store, so one or two. I think one on the current engine that we use on this game, and then a new engine that they've developed potentially. But I haven't heard anything in a few months from the Discord, so we will see. You build air bases, air defense. Main reason I do these is because these three need air bases. It's all 5 turns. They all come up at the same time. It's just easy for me to kind of do that. For the resources, you prospect everything. As you can see, I've done relations and trade proposals with everybody. The main thing I do is I buy arms. I don't do anything else for the most part. I just don't really see the need to. I haven't organized the armies. I'm going to worry about that when we get closer to war. Yeah, here we go. Turn 2. So, kind of the main thing with this game that I'm going to say is, again, I'm going to try to keep it realistic. If you want, you can delete the horses so that your food's not starting off in the negative. You can delete the factories that aren't dockyards on the sea tiles. I think that's a bit too min-maxy, a bit too gamey for what this game is, you know, really trying to go for, which originally it was meant to be an educational tool to teach you about World War II. At least in the first iteration of the game. I might need to play that on the channel actually. Remilitarize the Rhineland. Yeah, we're gonna send the Wehrmacht in. The Wehrmacht, as they somebody would say incorrectly because I can't speak. What can I say though? We've got the colonial government established in Italian Abyssinia for some reason. I don't know what that does for us, but we shall see. A lot of people going into mobilization. We gain all these troops. We can form a couple different armies. There's some unrest. Good for them. In the Ruhr. I think the main thing that I always fail on is I tend to forget whenever I have like a single turn thing. Like, yeah. Or the training camps. They're only 5 turns. I tend to forget about that, so sometimes it's hard for me to keep up on things. But, yeah. And as we see, sure. Because we're gaining it because we gained these 2 territories. I'll, like, forget for a turn or two, which, in the grand scheme of things, isn't the end of the world, but when I am trying to min-max it, when I am trying to, like, take over the world as fast as I can or whatever nonsense I want to do, you know? It just makes it a bit more challenging. But, it's a fun game. It's a fun game. I'm glad people enjoy the videos that I have posted so far of it. I hope to post more of it. If you want to see a specific country that I can play, please let me know. After this, I'm probably going to play... sure. I don't know. I kind of want to switch it up and play like maybe the Soviet Union or maybe the UK even. Or maybe I should play the U.S. since I'm from the U.S. Like, just sucks there's no Indianapolis. We just get a coal mine, which it's kind of accurate, but what's even the demographics? 3.5 million? Yeah, I'll be honest. It's probably a little bit higher if we're being real here, sadly. But what are you gonna do? Yeah, I'll do some other nation here soon. But for now, we're a couple turns in. I don't think the French are going to do anything. Yeah, they don't do anything. They almost never do anything. They're pretty, non-confrontational when it comes to this kind of stuff. So yeah, we got a bunch of stuff there to switch over. Oh, my pen keeps falling over. That's okay. We're going to do air carrier operations. I'm going to pause it here, and I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up, and I'll catch you guys here in a second. Alright, so we're back here, and it's pretty simple. Just do mostly trench works. So I got those air bases going in the down there, and I added a couple motor work and an aircraft hangar in my buildings that are getting built. So that'll be quite effective for the war effort. Now, obviously, my plan is to try to take over the world, like Germany did in real life. Just didn't really work out too well for them in that aspect. Here, it's going to go differently, but my plan is I don't want to go too unrealistic because it's really not that hard to do in the game. Even on the hardest difficulty, I kind of hope the AI in the future games is a little bit more intelligent. I get why it's kind of hard, especially in this engine, to do that, and the limitations of the game. But I think it'd be kind of cool if, it was just a little bit harder to take over the world, especially if you do build as many naval ships as you can. If you death stack it, you land troops, and you take over, 1 tile, 2 tiles, you can win pretty easily. Not to mention, especially once you develop nuclear weapons, you can drop a nuke or 2. Most countries will unconditionally surrender, giving you all their territory. All their puppets either become free, or I think they sometimes might join you. I think they mostly become free, though. But kind of the main thing with this is going to be I want to obviously take over Europe, kind of form like a central, Germanic alliance. I'm going to kind of mostly follow the script from real life. Just as kind of a guide, but kind of once we get to the point where they failed in real life, obviously I'm going to kind of have to go off my own imagination. But we'll kind of see what we do from there. I do plan on this being a series, hopefully multiple episodes. I'm going to try to stick with it. Can't really make any big real promises because every time I ever do that, it never sticks to it. So life happens. A year goes by, 2 years go by. Let's buy that shit from America. Ooh, Sweden, you beautiful bastard. It's alright. Dutch East Indies one day. Main thing with Germany is maintaining your resources. That's why I don't really sell any of it, because by the time the war effort happens, your trading is going to get disrupted by all the fucking trading convoys, the submarines that are taking you down. So you got to make sure that you have a big navy. Or a lot of resources. And Germany's not going to be able to build a big navy. At least not with the setup that they start with. And I'm intentionally not building more than I think 1 or 2 extra dockyards. Thing is, this is pretty early to do the Anschluss, but unless you're stupid, they're not going to actually attack you, so I typically just go for it now. I like to try to do it as early as possible. Now, the Sudeten crisis I will usually do as fast as possible too. It's the Polish operation I will hold off on. I try to do that as close to the realistic timeline as possible, mainly just because I want the other countries to actually have a big enough army to actually kind of challenge me, which even that's kind of not super feasible, because you can build such a big army as Germany. It's not super well balanced, if I'm being honest, but it's fun. It's super fun for sure. And honestly, the fact that I've been playing this game for so many years at this point, I've played like almost 2,700 hours just on this Steam account, let alone the boxed versions of the original game that I played. Thing is, a lot of players probably will just ignore most of these too. Like, they won't spend all of this because they don't want to, like, spend all their money. But yeah, the thing is, you're going to gain so much just based on all the territory that you conquer that you might as well just go for it. Now, obviously, if you're a smaller country, then you kind of have to worry about the economy of it. But the thing is, unless you have like a multiplayer group plan or like friends, playing as one of the smaller countries, you're relying on roleplay pretty much entirely. Which, trust me, I do a lot in this game. That's honestly where most of the hundreds of hours I've played in this come from. Is just saying, hey, I want to be this small country, and I'm going to try to like beat up on the bigger countries. I'm going to try to do this. I uploaded part of a Poland gameplay at one point. It's gotten a lot of views on the channel, and it's kind of that stuff. It's like, oh, I'm going to do a little bit differently today. Hearts of Iron 4 captures it well with the alternate history, like focus trees, and mods and stuff. This game has scenarios too that you can download. It's just not as much as it used to be when makinghistory.com was like a big thing. It's just sad. The community used to be really big. There's a big forum. There's a lot of community building, and it's just kind of fallen to the wayside. All right, we got to make bigger demands on these guys. What else are we doing? We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving, guys. I will say, I don't know how having that flag affects the video views in countries where that's not allowed. I'm kind of curious how that works, especially with this game. Because this game is available in German. I wonder if that flag's just not allowed in that version of the game. I'm not sure. I'll have to maybe ask around on the Discord. Or I guess I could probably, maybe if I turned it to the German version, I wonder what would happen. Spanish Civil War starts out, that's incredible. It's going to ask me to support them here in a minute. I typically wait until then to support them. It doesn't really matter which, the French remain neutral. Yeah, of course they are. Cowards. Actually, that's what it is. I usually wait until they've, like, formed for a moment, so then you can actually trade with them, too. That's kind of the thing. We're going to declare an embargo. We're going to go... Where are they at? I was going to say, don't tell me you don't want anything already. Okay, I was going to say, you don't want any trade goods at all? That's insane. So yeah, we're already at 80%. And you can get it boosted up too with a couple other things. Like my thing with this game is it's such a great platform, and there's such potential for role playing within the confines of what is here already. I just wish if there was a good event editor where you could just do a simple text box for each option, and you could program in a couple different things, like whether it's a country forms, this territory turns into this country's. This amount of units spawn, a battle starts, this or that. Like, give me like 50 different things. You could do so much just with that, and I feel like this is such a great platform for that. And I know there's a way to do events. It's just not very user friendly, and I wish even the one that was in the Great War, which it was a game, it came out in 2015, I think. It's like the third or fourth version of this game. If in that version of the game, if it would have let you do that, there would have been so much potential. What do we do? Yeah, we have to trust the Austrians. That's what it is. Yeah, we'll trust the Austrians. I'm not going to save scum. It's fine. We'll see what happens. Portuguese Republic. Okay, they're supporting it. They're supporting it. So is Italy. Japanese buffer state. Yeah, offer support. Support the nationalists. Let's go. It's the only time I'd ever say that is in this game, in this gameplay, in this game through. Normally I would not be down for that. But yeah, first 20 turns, pretty simple. The thing with Germany is the buildup is pretty samey. The real differences in the gameplay comes in once you open up the front, once you fight the UK, the US, the USSR. Depending on how well that goes, if Japan somehow gets involved, if the US decides to try to invade you up top, if the UK tries to go after Norway before you do, like, there's so many different options. Here's all these buildings. So kind of my philosophy, I like to have at least 3 fighters, and then I usually do 2 bombers. We need more fuel. We always need more shipping capacity because you want to have more trade goods, especially before the war. You want to build up as much as you can. This thing with submarines is obviously, like, if we're role playing, that's what we want to build. There's just not a lot of like practical use for it, like, unless you really are trying to cut off their trading routes, which I think in a multiplayer game, or if they made food a bigger factor that really hampered your economy, there'd be more to talk about. But what are you gonna do? Let's add some shipping capacity. Did we build any? No, we did not yet, at least. So here we go. We don't have any factories to build, so we're just gonna build research centers, universities, chemical labs, slaughterhouse, fishery, whatever. It's fine. There we go. And then we're gonna finish all those projects. You know, we're doing pretty solid, guys. We're doing pretty solid. Yeah, I'm gonna get this all set up and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back, and pretty simple here. So mostly air defense, some air bases that we're gonna build, and I did add a motor works that we're gonna be working on, so we'll get some more tanks built eventually. I should have some, I think the thing is I have troops in those areas, so the tanks are just going into those units. I will clean it up here at some point. The thing is, I've spent before like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, like naming different units, having different purposes. And the thing is, by the time the war starts, it just gets so messy. You have to separate units. You have to send 10 to this direction. You have to send 10 to this front. Like, it gets so messy, and it's a lot of fun for the role play, but it's just one of those things. Anti-Anschluss. Wow, that does not happen very often. Wow. That's unprecedented. I'm not used to that. Well, that's okay, because we're going to go to war. Great. So let's get rid of these tanks. You know, I really didn't want to do this because this might mean Italy actually does get involved in the war, which I was not intending to have happen. But what are you going to do? Hopefully this is enough. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I swear to gosh. I swear to gosh. That should be a thing. There should be like a god named Gosh, and that was like why there's like a thing. Austria. Look, guys, I don't think it's that big of a deal that I'm invading. I was invited. I was pretty clearly invited. That's why they're not making that big of a deal about me invading. Hence the big, you know, hubbub. See, guys, it's fine. My sphere of interest is just, fucked. People just hate me now. But Austria surrenders. Look, Austria, you were going to come into my empire one way or the other. Ooh. See, it's tempting. It's already kind of gone off course, but I don't want to go too far off track because things aren't too crazy. Things aren't too crazy right now. Because look, Italy is not like super happy about that, but it's fine. It's fine. What about the UK? They're plus 10. It's fine. France, yeah, France just hates me, but I don't like them either. No, who should? Why would we? But what are you gonna do? So we're gonna move him back over there. We're just gonna merge these guys. We're gonna send this guy over there. We'll leave him there. That's fine. That's fine. We just acquired all the Austrian stuff. So yeah, we'll get this situated. I'll show you guys what I do here. It's not like it's super complicated. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just leave that there. We need to build some aircraft carriers. Not aircraft carriers, aircraft hangars. Man, I cannot talk today. It's a great time to record a video when you can't talk. No, that's the price you pay for recording a video live. I might intersplice. That's the thing is I kind of want to experiment with these videos. I kind of have some different ideas that I want to do. Maybe intersplice other games in the World War II genre in between different things. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Don't hold me to anything. Don't be surprised if it takes a while to manifest as anything. We're still figuring things out here on this channel. I will plug, of course, my book I just published recently, In Our Time. I do want you guys to check that out. I'll have a link in the description below. It's a great science fiction story. I think it's really relevant to the time. I would really appreciate if you guys check it out and let me know what you guys think. Not to get too far off track, but just something that's important to me, and really appreciate you guys giving me the time watching the video, keeping up with the channel. Let me know what you guys think. Wasn't shocked that Burgos became the capital of Spain. Had to step aside for a moment, but main thing is we got all these air bases complete. Do we want to do the Sudeten operation? Yeah, sure. Why not? Hopefully it actually goes as planned this time. It's weird that the Angelus didn't fire properly. It's kind of like it's a very rare trigger for it to actually do that. I'm not sure why it would do that, but I don't know. What are you gonna do? A lot of times what I would do is I would actually make a save beforehand just to make sure. Yeah, I bet Italy's gonna remain neutral. Yeah, they're on my side. Yeah, they better. What do they want to do? Go to war right now with me? I was gonna say I'm at peace now. It's not like there's like a government in exile or something. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. In terms of how far we're gonna go in this first video, I'm gonna try to see if we can get through the Sudeten crisis. I think that'd be a good spot for this first video. Especially since I'm trying to get back into posting more on the channel. I'm probably going to try to post a little bit more frequently at first with this series, more than I might typically, but we'll kind of see what happens. Are they saying, wow, they don't support me? Who would have thought? I should probably fund. I didn't even mess with this at all, actually. Probably fund this stuff a little bit more. Is that going to mess with me? No, I'm doing fine. Doing fine. We're collecting all the taxes. It's September 1936. We've already got Austria. They can't stand against me. Yeah, that part was pretty easy. That part's not hard. But that's kind of the interesting thing is just like with Hearts of Iron 4, like this game's entirely different when you play multiplayer. Like obviously you kind of know what each country is going to do, but you can kind of go off track. You can kind of form different alliances, and depending on who you play as, you can really become the crux of some crazy ass shit. Especially back in the old days. I remember playing the gold edition of Making History, and like Having like all 8 majors like actually be a player character is just some fun ass shit. Same thing with Hearts of Iron. I've just played a lot less of that, so can't really speak to it as much. But one of these days, Mongol military government, they're gonna do its thing. They're gonna form and then break up their alliance. I don't. Why it does that, I'm not really sure. Yeah, sure, we'll meet with the Western powers. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? I don't know, but we're going to build a bunch of trench works and air defenses because they're going to probably bomb us one of these days, and I don't trust them not to. Not to use some badass shit. By badass shit, I mean some bad shit. Like some nuclear bombs or something. I don't know. I haven't really seen the AI go for... Like, they obviously develop the atomic bombs, but it takes a long time before they get to them. It's like the 50s usually before they're dropping them. Unless you boost them. Because any country can get to it by like 1944. 45 even. 44. 45, 44 even. It depends on how well your industries ran. If you like focus exclusively on that, then you're going to fucking do a great job at that. But like if you like, especially if you don't focus on these minor ones, if you just go exclusively the top rung and then you only worry about the ones you really do need. But you know, kind of just depends. Do I need to upgrade anything? Fleet submarine? No, I already did that. 222. Yeah, no. We're doing good so far. Anti-Comintern Pact. Sure. Let's give all the money to the nationalists in Spain. Sure. Let's get the civil war going. Oh boy, a lot of stuff's happened. Oh boy. Yeah, they reject the demands. We'll meet with the Italians. The Italians. We're meeting with them in Tyrol. The ruler of Tyrol. Yeah, that'd be them, actually. Now, if this was like Kaiserreich or something, oh, Czechoslovakia mobilizes? I don't think so. I don't think you're going to do anything. I think I'm probably going to take that little bit of territory right there. Maybe not this turn, maybe next turn. Right now? Damn it. No. Yeah, that's right. There's going to be one more. There's going to be the Munich conference. That's what it is, right? There's going to be like another thing. I always forget how long this drags out. There's a reason why it takes like 3 or 4 focuses to fully play out in Hearts of Iron. Which, while we're on that subject, like, we're getting to the point where Hearts of Iron 4 is going to need a sequel. We're going to have to get a Hearts of Iron 5 eventually. I mean, we're getting Project Caesar, which is just Europa Universalis 5 in all but name. So, and after you go to EU4, the next game that came out was Hearts of Iron 4. So, like, you'd get a sequel to that. I don't know. We're already getting another DLC later this year for Hearts of Iron 4. And it's not like they haven't really said that that's the final DLC, but it kind of seems like probably that and then maybe another year or 2 of a year probably. I don't know. We're already getting 3 DLCs merged in as like standard when you buy the game. So I don't know. It's very interesting. And even then, like, there's the matter of like, how do you have enough content to warrant buying a new game versus a game that's had 8 years, 9 years, 10 years of content added onto it. Which, granted, there's the whole Crusader Kings 3 argument there, but the difference is I feel like there was quite a significant jump from CK2 to CK3 in terms of like the character design, it being 3D and all that. But, you know, I don't know. Yeah, continue. Berlin Conference to Inland. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's kind of just the thing, though, is it depends on if they keep focus trees even in Hearts of Iron 5. Who knows if that's what they want to do? If they wanted to go a little bit more character-based route. I think it being a war game, that's kind of teetering on some interesting stuff. They already have it kind of with the advisors and like the leaders of the countries. I don't know. We're kind of starting to get farther away from it in time, but it's still very much impactful on our current politics and history. So, evolving history. So it's kind of one of those things where like, is that wise? Do we want to go down that route? some people are going to say, yeah, hell yeah, fucking go for it. Who cares? Why does it matter? It was 80 years ago. Well, those 80 years ago are still pretty relevant to today, but, you know, we're going to do some medium bombers here. You know, we see it with a lot of the stuff going on in the world today. Some very sad stuff indeed. We are going to go some ironworks. We're going to build some more of that stuff. All right. All right, can we end the Sudeten crisis already? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. We got it. We got the Sudeten land. Munich Agreement. Beautiful. It just serves up to on a silver platter. Yeah, sure. We'll just move in. See, that's the thing is I like that you can click on the map itself, but you can also do the menus. I don't remember if it took me a while to figure that out or not, or if I was just a little kid when I played the first game and I didn't realize it, but like, I remember I used to do it like the very much obviously difficult way. Like the way that was like super complicated for no reason. And I wasted so much time. I also used to play where it auto-saved every turn, so like it would take forever for me to get through a save. And it was funny because especially in this new game, it took forever for that. I don't want to say forever, but it used to take a lot longer for the autosaves, so it was a nightmare. I was like, how does anybody ever get through a game? Well, it's not that bad if you don't have to autosave each turn. It actually goes by pretty fast. It's not till once you get to like turn 300, 400 when it gets kind of crazy. But a lot of players don't even get that far, honestly. And I think that's kind of the problem with a World War II game is, especially as a strategy game, is if you're going to include the build-up, you're going to have a longer game at that point, and it's kind of a matter of making it worth the build-up while also keeping it on the same pathway to having the war without influencing that too much, unless you want to have that as an option, and then that kind of just opens up other avenues to, like, you know, mess with things. Yeah, we'll embargo Lithuania. We want that place. We want that port city. Maybe one of these days I'll do a gameplay where I really hardcore go like for the naval gameplay and try to go after England. Maybe one of these days we'll see what happens. We're gonna yeah, I was gonna say eventually we're gonna get some like decisions here to like slice up the rest of this country. But radios mechanized. So yeah, once one of those motor pools gets built, I'm gonna swap it over. See, and that's what I don't like. I don't like when Hungary declares war on them. I don't think it's necessary, but yeah, sure. This is not how I wanted it to go down again, but what are you gonna do? My only main annoying thing is it's the fact that they're probably going to take these two territories, which I don't want. Yeah, see, I don't want them to do that. That's annoying. I don't think it's going to start a war. It typically doesn't, especially after the Sudeten crisis. Because typically you just get an event that gives it to you. And see, that's the thing, is they get Ruthenia, that's fine. But typically we get Slovakia as the puppet state, and I'd prefer that. But what are you going to do? What are you gonna do? Oh, great. Yugoslavia's declaring war. Oh, cool. So is Romania. Okay. Well, I guess we're doing this. I guess this isn't going to be a super realistic playthrough. At least not in the classic sense. So, damn, Yugoslavia's going over this. See, that's just like mad annoying because like I was not really prepared to go to war with them. Like it's fine, and obviously we still have the Polish War to get through eventually, and the Allied War. But having a little minor war this early on is actually not that bad. It's kind of common in Hoi 4, honestly. So, works for me, but I'm going to let this turn go through, and then honestly, I'm probably going to wrap this video up. This is going to be part 1, but I'm going to keep posting more, obviously. Keep your guys' eyes out. I will be uploading more to the channel. Again, check out the book, In Our Book Time, inourtimebook.com. I can't speak. It's been a long weekend. I'm recording this on Sunday, so if you guys could, please leave a like on the video, subscribe for more if you do. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and have a great day. Bye.